Hello, my name is Hersh.
And I'm Felicia.
And this is the HERshyt show. A little bit about it, and you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you'll probably cuss at me, but that's alright. I just want to bring to you the realization of what's really going on in this world that a lot of people are afraid to speak on. Enjoy.
I'm getting situated here. Had to move my stool a little bit.
Welcome back to this week's The HERshyt show. So while we was off camera, we were actually discussing about affirmative action. Mm-hmm. Even though we were just talking about immigration laws and stuff like that, mm-hmm. Just to expand on the ignorant shit that's going on that a lot of people are not paying attention to. And now when I say a lot of people, I'm not meaning one specific race, one specific program, one specific anything, right?
No, we don't.
No, we're talking about lottie-dottie everybody. And if this is about you, then it's about you. Put your shoe on, skip to the loo, my fucking darling, right? So affirmative action, when I was talking about the Civil Rights Acts and stuff mm-hmm. previously, affirmative action it was put in place so these schools and these programs and these, just to be more diverse, right? There's actual federal laws. Again, there's laws that are put in place to have a status quo. You can't tell this woman that she can't be hired because she's a woman. You can't go to, you can't tell this individual that they cannot apply at Yale because they are a black male student. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like affirmative action was put in place to make people be a little more diverse, whether they wanted to or not. Right? It opened up the doors for schools and universities to be able to expand. Or like Mario was saying, there's scholarships, certain scholarships, right? There's certain things that schools get because this is a damn good student. Their transcript checks out, this and that and the third, but it happens to be a young lady that's also an African-American young lady that's also a part of the LGBTQ. So now this school can assist in getting these types of funding or programs for this one student because she checked all the blocks, as far as not because she was gay, black, and, female, but because her transcripts checked out, because, she was a damn good individual and she passed all the testing that needed to be there and this and that and third. Well, now you said that they're changing a lot of the applications for schools to where it's just basic?
Yeah, they don't want you to include any information about race, any information about like they can identify what class of people you come from, how much, you know what I'm saying? Like
they don't want that?
No. And it's a slick way of doing it, because if they do that now, you think 100,000 people apply for this college now. Only thing you see is names, transcripts. So in their mind, a certain class of people are already gonna have the grades. They're already gonna be in position.
The assumption.
And so it's going to automatically weed out the people they don't want to go, which is the minority, which is the kids that may struggle a little bit in college. But that's what these programs are set up for those kids that, when they go to college, they've never been outside of their city, let alone out of their state. So you put them on a college campus, they need help. They need resources.
Yeah.
They need counselors to talk to them weekly, to check in with. Mm-hmm. And you start stripping these programs, and the cream rises to the top, and everybody else kind of just gets washed out. And that's a slick way of making
that is happen. A very slick way.
Well, that's because the Supreme Court just voted on it, and even Clarence Thomas, again, no defamation lawsuit because you can Google it.
White, put a wig on. White wig on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I said, this is not black, white. This is everybody.
This is everybody.
This is class. So this is if your family, if you come from a family that makes under, let's say, $70,000 a year as a family, you're probably gonna fall within that class. Start getting weeded out.
Yeah, it does. It does, and there is really not a lot of families that make more than $70,000 a year. Like if you look at
honesty,
nation,
even now with the cost of everything, you can make $100,000 a year
and still be broke.
I make that now, and I can't pay for my son to go to college. So
you need the programs.
Yeah.
You need the shit. I need the programs. I can't pay.
Well, I know I want to. Damn. Give me one.
I'm at a doctorate level paying out of pocket. So listen, I've been going to school too long. I promise you.
I know you stress me out with that school stuff. I'm like, God damn.
I stressed myself
Woo!
out.
He's like, I got a paper. I'm like,
but you know, with the online schooling, I'm cool with but if you look at my name, and if I filled out an application right now, the way that they're doing it now, and I just put my full name, and I only make maybe 46,000 a year, maybe that. You know what I mean? Them jokers gonna be like, hell no. Look, just they gonna push my leg. That's how I'm gonna be sitting, just like that too.
And here's me cross-legged. Damn, Tosh, they booted you out.
They're going to, because my name is extremely long, and I do not look like I am who I am. Right?
We do have good people that are fighting. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like our voices are not louder than the other side. I think that's one of the problems.
Yeah, you're right. And it's going to take the universities to stand up against the ignorance. It is. It's going to take a lot of especially some of the smaller universities.
Right.
It's not Yale. It's not Ivy League. It's not,
I just found that out too. A lot of the big universities are privately funded, so they don't care. You can say what you want. They get their money from private funders.
Yeah.
So they really good. But it's a lot, like you said, the smaller universities, they depend on the state for their money.
Didn't the Art Institute of Atlanta just shut the fuck down? They told people
they're gonna find somewhere. Like, you got to transfer by next semester.
That is crazy. But that's crazy.
That. I was like,
they were supposed to be starting back October 2nd.
Yeah. Just threw somebody's whole life plan off.
I know. I went,
I wonder what happened. I didn't look at that. I didn't Google that one.
I seen it. I was like,
even Mo B, when they decided not to pay their bills, Mo B told people in advance.
Well, they getting sued now too. That's another. They may be scared. I know the University of Phoenix just lost a major class action lawsuit. So
really?
Anybody that went to University of Phoenix, I think President Biden they gave back. If you had student loans with the University of Phoenix, it just got cleared. They proved that they were boosting numbers, telling people that you were guaranteed to get a job if you go to school here.
They don't tell you that. No, they don't. I went there. I got 2 degrees from there.
It's the way they word it.
They don't. No,
they
no,
basically lost. They lost, so they gotta pay up.
Y'all know damn well when you went to University of Phoenix, you went because the programs were short. It was 5 weeks per semester, and you could get done with it quickly. And your ass didn't want to pay back a student loan. But okay, I have 2 degrees from there. I'm not taking up for the school, but they have job tools there. But if you're not putting in the work, bitch, you ain't gonna get no job. You got to apply. It might have been the wording. You may have fell through, and some slick ass lawyer saw money, so they won the class action lawsuit for you. But baby, no, you ain't even gonna sit here and tell that story. I don't even think they wiped away mine, but that's okay. I don't care if they did or not.
peek at it. You might.
There's actually a link on University of Phoenix that it's a job toolkit where you can actually go in. They show you how to do a resume. They have people on standby. They had all of that. I saw that when I was going, and this was years ago when I went.
I think the same thing happened to DeVry, because I went to DeVry and they proved DeVry said 99-something%.
Oh yeah, now DeVry was on.
So that they did the research. Some lawyer went in and they found out that number was wrong. Like that was. Because people was like me, we was coming in. I was already working.
DeVry claimed to do a job placement program.
But it's a lot of us that DeVry was already professional. I was already a manager, but that's still they would count that as their stat. Like these people graduated and they became managers, or
So they were already using your position for their numbers.
And we came in with a position. You didn't give me that position.
I remember when DeVry lost their accreditation. I remember that.
They still going now, but they one of my loans got canceled. Everything.
Well, you remember DeVry, but it was about 10 years ago when they lost their accreditation. They had to work hard to get their accreditation back. But they did have false advertisement. I remember that. They had a whole commercial.
Oh, them commercials. I remember those.
Yeah.
They show them like, yeah.
That's like them nursing schools do that too. A lot of them little schools they go to, And everybody go to them too.
Yeah.
You see them walking around Atlanta with the scrubs on, and they come out, and most of them kids don't get placed anywhere.
But that's the crazy part is we need nurses bad. But again, if you ain't putting in the 2 feets or the nubs or the scrubs or whatever you want to call it, and actually applying and going to interviews, then no, bitch, you ain't gonna get no job.
I'll do the research to make sure it's an authentic program that's certified.
That part.
That's what happened. A lot of the kids got the jobs. They found out I really don't got the accreditation that I need, and they did a sweep of that and just found hundreds of kids.
They just found a whole school like that. It was some school that they had fake accreditation.
Like last year.
Yeah, they was giving out diplomas and everything.
What was this school? I should have went.
And putting people on
I should have went to that school, man.
Yeah,
it was
kind of like
it was a nursing.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm a dental assistant today.
Tomorrow I'm going to be a CNA.
You see me working in that mouth.
Yes.
But yeah,
damn, really?
Yes, it was last year. I think it was.
Yeah, it was a big story.
Did everybody get like caught? Like had to give their stuff back?
I think some jobs wouldn't care. If you on your job, you good, and you doing your job, they may send you back to school, but
get it.
Yeah, but
I'm a dental assistant
for
now.
A reason to let go of these people who weren't doing it.
Definitely do your research on these schools, man. And that's going to be the thing, like moving forward, because a lot of people are getting away from going to universities, right? They're going to getting their certifications from like DeVry or IT or, technical schools and stuff like that, right? But even with those smaller programs, do you think that they're going to take away and just put name, birth date, gender?
A lot of those be private, like especially if it's a certificate, because it's just an exchange of money. Like right now, I can go to Kennesaw and pay $2,000 and get a digital marketing certificate, and that'll help me be able to work online with any company. So I think that's a little different. It doesn't go through federal student aid and then like.
No, a lot of the
it can, but
that's what I'm saying. They still do FAFSA.
With that amount of money, I would just pay out of pocket.
FAFSA.
I know, me too. I'm like.
But a lot of people don't have. But a lot of people don't have that though.
I think that's a trick right there. If you don't have it, it could get tricky.
Yeah, and then they already changed like the student loan thing to where if you're 24 and below or 25 and below, you still have to put your parents' information on there or some shit.
Yeah, it was some stuff which I don't do. That's something I don't co-sign.
But that.
I got that from
hell no.
But when I first went to college in '97, it was all on me. Because I was the student, like
Mine too. All my student loans, my parents and that.
Yeah, mine wasn't on. I mean, those they took my taxes back a long time ago and paid that one off.
But the last wave of students I've seen, even coming out of my family, their parents haven't had to sign.
Yeah, my niece told me that when she was going to school, because I was showing her how to do the FAFSA. I always say FAFSA, but it said 25 and below or something like that. It was something up to 25. You have to have your parents' income information on there, which is stupid. What if you don't know your parents?
And most kids, when you first get out of college, you're gonna spend a year.
Well, when I got my insurance, my health care, they kept contacting me, wanting to know the whole household income. I thought, I don't know what they make. I mean, I just like
they do whole household income.
They wanted to know what like my sister made. They want to know what my mom. I'm like. I don't keep up with what they make.
They did a family member of mine like that. They tried to base their student loan repayment.
I have no idea what that was about.
They're like, my wife didn't go to college for me. I went to college. Like, how would you put both our income on there?
So they're doing the household income. But hers was medical insurance.
They look at if they look at the household income, they figure, okay, if you're supposed to pay $400 a month, but they say you make in your household you bringing in $120 a year, they may say, okay, we want $800.
I didn't even fill it. I was like, I ain't none of y'all business. I didn't fill it out.
Y'all greedy motherfuckers need to change that.
Yeah, seriously, they kept harassing me, and I thought after that, I was like, I don't want this shit. I said, take the insurance. I'm done. Because they made me mad because it was like they just kept on hounding me. Emails, send me paper in the mail, like how much did the household? I'm like, I don't have a clue how much my sister makes.
That's none of their business.
Like my mother and them, she was on. She's retired.
Yeah.
My dad's passed, but he was retired.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
It's like their money is not my money. You got to sit there and fight on about that. Like, ain't my business.
I just don't, I'm like, you make your money.
Now because you built a studio apartment on your mom and dad's land, right? You need to get that separate as your own, because
it is separate right now.
What on her insurance, her home, and this is just me working in emergency management.
No, my mom don't have nothing to do with any of it.
Listen.
Okay.
Paperwork. Listen to me and listen to me clear. And I know we just switched subjects, but if something happens and there's a flood or tornado or anything pops off, right? Her insurance, if it's still, and I actually came across this when I was in Vermont, if the land and her insurance says that there is a detached garage on that land, she needs to get that updated, because what's going to happen is if something happens on the natural disaster aspect and you try to claim it as your home, because it is your home, you own it, you're the owner, you're responsible for the maintenance and upkeep, but it's still on her insurance as a detached garage, there's going to be a problem.
Okay.
People, if you decide to build anything, but we'll get into that off topic. I mean, I'm sorry, off topic. Squirrel.
ADD.
Whoop. Whoop. But schools and universities, like the federal government, the state government, because it also depends what there's state schools too, right? There's state schools, and then there's the ones that actually.
What would Georgia Highlands be?
Georgia Highlands is a crazy home, ain't it?
No, it's a college.
It's in Dallas.
Oh shit! I thought that was Highland. Oh, Highland Rivers.
You're thinking of Highland Rivers. You're thinking of Highland Rivers.
Georgia.
I was like, I don't think so. I know exactly what you're thinking of.
Highland Rivers is the.
Place in Smyrna that has the
Highland Rivers. It's
it's it's a mental.
It's
facility.
An intake location. I know.
There's nothing wrong with it. We just didn't know what it is.
My family done been there.
I know. That's why I'm like this. I'm like, I know what that is. Yeah.
I wonder if they have legit nurses, because I don't think they do. They need help. They need milk.
I couldn't imagine. Woo!
Oh Jesus! But
anyway,
Georgia
Highlands. There's one in Dallas.
I don't know.
There's a college.
Is it a state or a
See, that's what I don't know.
I don't know. Y'all
Georgia Highlands, it's in Dallas. It's like where the old courthouse was, across the street.
Oh, I thought that was a part of Kennesaw State.
It's Georgia Highlands.
It used to be Kennesaw State. Then Georgia Highlands moved in. So
that's what I thought. Okay.
But it's mostly Georgia Highlands property now, and then Kennesaw State has.
What do they teach, or what programs do they?
I went there. I was looking for like classes on film.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
I tried to get Jet to go there because it's a walking distance.
Yeah, it's a nice little. It would be walking distance.
But what happened was most of the classes are in their Marietta location. Because that's why my nephew moved with me.
So it's like a branch off.
Yeah, he would still have to drive to Marietta for most of his classes.
It's like Georgia State. Yolanda goes to Georgia State University, but it's the Sandy Springs or Alpharetta,
like a branch off
campus. Yeah. I've noticed a lot of schools have been doing that.
They're trying to get more students in, and you get closer to your students.
But if you start doing it where you're differentiating and put, you can get a degree there too. You can get certified. For sure, you can get certified at Highland Rivers.
I was like, I know what that is.
Probably know some people.
We're not knocking it. It serves good purpose.
Half of my family don't get
I know. I'm like, we have experience, okay?
I've had to drop clothes off, and they need help. They need help.
Woo!
But these programs, right? So because even if it's supposed to be something good, because I get it, you don't want to base students off of their classification or their racial category, etc., right? But you're still putting gender on there. You're still putting their name on there. You're still going to the financial income aspect. You're still going to... So even if it's supposed to be for good, it's going to be a way to finagle that to make it into bad. To where you don't want to help the underprivileged. That's like a lot of these school districts. A lot of the just basic high schools and elementaries and middle schools. Your school district is based off of the income taxes that come or the taxes that are paid within that county, within that city, et cetera, right? Here in Cobb County, we're paying over $3,000 in taxes. You see what I'm saying? But there's decent...
Alton County, where we're at. Woo!
It's decent schools, though, in Cobb County. I can't complain, except for, there's certain areas that I would not send my child. You know what I mean? But mine's grown. Matter of fact, tomorrow he turns 20. So I ain't got to worry about this shit no more. But I want my money to go to school districts. That, to the school district. Teachers need a raise. I don't care if it's university level.
Absolutely.
Elementary level, pre-K level. I don't care. If a teacher has their credentials, and aren't there some programs now? I think some schools are actually getting the teachers' masters. Or can some type of continued education, but they have to lock out. I think it's Decatur, DeKalb. It's one of the counties in Georgia they're doing an incentive. They'll pay for you to get a higher degree, whether it be the doctorate, the master's, or just a different avenue or whatever. But they just have to lock in. You know how like some trucking companies, if they want to give you your CDL, they'll pay for you to go to get your CDL. But you have to sign a contract to stay at that location for, to pretty much repay them back for what they put into you, right? Schools are starting to do that. So, but the affirmative action part goes to show you can turn something good into something bad.
Always.
And you can turn something horrible into something even worse, right? And there's a lot of people that are sitting on their high horses right now that use the affirmative action law to get to where they're at. And now they want to spit on everybody else behind them. Isn't our job as adults or through our lives is to do something, to put something in place to where people don't have to fight behind us to get?
That's what you would think.
We're supposed to leave a legacy. We're supposed to leave, I can't be a legend if I'm spitting on the very thing that helped me to get to where I've already gotten to, Clarence Thomas. You can't.
That's true.
And students, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, look into every aspect about that university before diving in. And again, the icing on the cake, you're not going to get a motherfucking job if you don't apply for it. I don't care how many degrees you got. I got 4, and I've been told no. So stop listening and using it as an excuse where they gonna guarantee me. Ain't nothing guaranteed but life and death. That's it. That's all. Anything else you
and
want?
Taxes.
And definitely. And changes. Evolution is gonna happen.
Always.
And history is obviously gonna repeat itself unless you learn something. But as always, go to 8robinsons.tv to check out the HERshyt show and other shows. You can also go to twofeathersage.com or check her out on Etsy for Two Feather Sage and Vintage 79.
Fines.
Yeah, fines.
Yep.
I always forget that part. But until next time, this is the HERshyt show.
Be sure to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the HERshyt show at TheRershytShow.